the Beast Ultimate Edition.
Hello ladies and lads, this is Civic Dude at long last. I'm finally back, everyone. I took a little hiatus there for about a week and a half or so, but I'm back playing Feed the Beast, and can't wait to get started and show you guys what I've been up to in the time since the last time you saw me. Let's see. Since you last saw me, I went on a little vacation, a little family vacation, and then like as soon as I got back, I was going to start recording again, and then I got sick for a couple days, so that kind of put that on halt. Otherwise, I would have been able to get another episode out. But yeah, I've actually been doing a few upgrades and a few different things to the base, the cryo chamber here, since the last time you guys saw me. We're still running off of the steam energy here through the oil and the water and the boilers downstairs. But I've also got some upgrades that we need to talk about. I set up a little tree farm here just because I was running out of wood. I think I was making a lot of pistons or something, and I just needed some more wood. So I made a quick tree farm using a harvester and planter that run off of, the steam consumer, energy bridge, and Buildcraft energy producer setup that I have throughout the base. That's my main form of energy right now. Is I'll take steam that I produce and then convert it to Buildcraft or EU energy, depending on which machine I need powered. So that's usually what I do right now for energy. But I've also got some new energy that I'm working on, and that's kind of what we want to talk about today. And that is the boiler setup and the oil situation is going to last for a long time, but it's not going to last indefinitely. Now it could last indefinitely, but I would have to get into a lot of bees work, and I'd have to create bees that would create fuel. I don't really know exactly how it works, to be honest, but that would be one thing I could do to keep going on along with the oil and water method of creating steam if I wanted to. So we might get into that in a future episode, but for now we're not going to. We're going to keep running off of the oil from the repository that I've found, and then we'll move to another repository if I need some more oil. But what I have been working on is getting into solar energy. Yes, finally, solar energy. And solar energy, if you don't know, even the most basic form of it requires a ton of crafting. And not only crafting, but machines. So let me see if I can run you through this real quick. Let's look up solar panel. Okay, the most basic form of solar panel requires some simple things. Generator, electronic circuit, carbon plate, which you can get from coal dust, which you get by pulverizing coal. The hard part about a solar panel are these two silicon plates. Silicon plates you can only get from an industrial blast furnace by putting in two silicon cells. And the way that you get silicon cells is from, let me see if I can figure this out, either a liquid transposer, which I haven't figured out how to get liquid silicon yet, but you can do liquid transposer this way, or you can do an industrial centrifuge this way, or even an industrial electrolyzer running off of sand. I've done both ways, in industrial centrifuge and an industrial electrolyzer. The one thing that I really like about the electrolyzer versus the centrifuge, actually two things. One, notice the time, 50 seconds versus 350 seconds. Much faster to do the electrolyzer. Also, with the electrolyzer you can run it off of sand, which you can get sand by actually you can get sand by a few different ways. One, you can pulverize cobblestone and you'll get sand. That's probably the most cost efficient way to get sand. I think if I'm just looking at these recipes, yeah, that's definitely the most cost efficient way. Or macerate it. Yeah, so you can macerate it into sand. or grind it. Gravel. Okay. Yeah, so a few different ways to get sand, but definitely the best one would be to grind up the cobblestone. Yeah, definitely think that's the best way to go. So you use the silicon cells to get silicon plates in the industrial blast furnace, which means you need to create an industrial blast furnace. And to do that, you have to, let's look that up real quick. You have to create these cupronickel heating coils, which are not bad. They're just copper and nickel. But you also have to create these induction furnaces, which lots of copper, electric furnace, and these advanced machine blocks, which are not bad, except that you need an advanced alloy, which you can only get by compressing a mixed metal ingot, which you can only get by taking these three pieces here from a plate bending machine. So you have to create a plate bending machine, which is this little guy here. This is a Greg Tech. I think all of these are Greg Tech machines. So once you get that, then you can create the industrial blast furnace. But in order to power the industrial blast furnace, you have to, where'd it go? You have to create these reinforced, I think machine hull is what you call it. Machine casing. So these reinforced machine casing, which takes a bunch of steel plates, which we know we went through a whole bunch of doing that whenever we had to make our steam boilers over here. So we got a bunch of those steel plates to make these boilers, so we kind of already know the process to do that. But it also requires a bunch more of the advanced machine blocks, which again take those advanced alloys. All of that is to create, oh come on, there we go. All of that is to create the necessary tank or heating element or whatever you call it for the industrial blast furnace, which is up there, which leads us to our next area of the base, which we can get by this aerial faceplate. Boom, up here. So we have all these reinforced machine casing, which if you think about it in 3D, it's 3 blocks deep, but the 2 center blocks on this second and third level are hollow, and there's actually lava source blocks in there to basically heat up the industrial blast furnace to 2200 K, which I don't know what that means, maybe Kelvin, or 22,000 units, I don't know. Anyways, you take sand, put it in the industrial electrolyzer with these empty cells, and it produces 1 silicon cell per 16 blocks of sand. So you get 2 of those cells, put them into here, and it produces 1 silicon plate, which you can then use to make 1 of the tier 1 solar panel, which then leads us to our steam generation area in the mining world, which is very basic at the moment. But let's see, I need to flip these guys. No, I don't. So you can see here we have a regular solar panel, and then we have a low voltage EU consumer, which is then feeding into an energy bridge, which is feeding into a steam producer, which then produces steam and sends it into our liquid tesseract, which is our steam fuel. And currently it's not working, and I gotta figure out why. I bet these have to be powered. So we'll figure out why that's not working. It was working a little while ago. Very peculiar. Yep. Okay, so we'll figure that out, and I'll let you know what the result of that is. But we're going to be doing a bunch more of these solar panels. We're going to have to automate a bunch of this crafting because it takes forever to do by hand. But I want to do at least the first one by hand so that I know what the process is involved in actually making one of these. So we'll leave that for another episode and actually setting up some of these crafting automations. But for now, that's what we have. I'm very excited to be getting into the steam, or not the steam, the solar power. It's definitely the best form of renewable energy that I can think of, because it requires nothing to keep it going except for more solar panels. So really excited about that. There's not really too much else to show you. Let's see, I've kind of shown you everything else that we've added to the base. Let me think. Oh, I also set up a liquid tesseract and magma crucible, or liquid transposer magma crucible combination here. I thought that I was going to be able to feed silicon into here and it would turn into liquefied silicon over here, but not so. So I still got to figure out how to get silicon into a liquefied format. Yeah, so let me think. We've got our energy that is... Oh, that's drained. Oh no. Where's all my energy? I think my steam... No, that's still getting steam. So maybe if I flip this guy around. There we go. I just had it calibrated the wrong way. Okay, so the next thing to do for getting the system up and running would be to actually make more solar panels, so that we can get more of the arrays, the solar arrays, set up in the mining world at the Zueljin area, or the steam gen area. But like I said, we're going to leave that for next time. I guess this episode is just kind of a quick check-in. Here's what I've been doing. I really like this aerial faceplate way to get to the other section of the base. Oh, for you guys that don't know, the industrial blast furnace runs off of only 128 EU per tick, and the only way to get that, or the best way to get that consistently, is to basically have a dedicated MFE storage unit for it, and then just always have enough energy in the MFE to where it constantly feeds that amount of energy to the industrial blast furnace. So that's one really good thing. The other cool thing is that all of these producers, energy bridges, and consumers from the Minecraft, what is it, Factory Reloaded, I think? Mine Factory Reloaded, something like that. They only produce energy and consume steam and produce steam when they're needed. So if I'm using the energy in my machines or my applied energistics ME storage, then it will draw in steam from the solar panel. But if I'm not, then it'll just kind of sit there and idle. That's one good thing. One real good thing over the boiler setup is because the boilers will constantly draw in fuel to keep themselves heated up. So in order to keep those supplied, I have to keep generating fuel. And right now that's just not very manageable because I don't have anything to reproduce to create oil at the moment. I don't have any bees, I don't have any oil fabricators, nothing like that. So definitely the best way to move forward is with the solar energy. So real happy with the way that turned out. Going to be making some more of those soon, but until then, I think we're going to call this one an episode. It's just a quick check-in episode. Let you know I'm still here. Going to be making more videos. Very happy to be back. And thanks for watching, guys.